You are listening to the Pacers Report with Mike Rich and John Robertson, only on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Pacers fans, welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report for the Pacers Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, joined tonight by our Pacers guy, Mike Rich, and our NBA/Fever guy, John Robertson, to talk some Pacers. Tuesday night, they won 116-105 over the Sacramento Kings on Monday. Their second time in just over a week winning back-to-back games, sandwiched between a couple of losses. 6 wins now. Still the third worst record in the league, but only a half game behind the Nets, moving up the charts. And guys, we're seeing some signs of life.
Yeah, about time. I think this team's starting to figure each other out, getting used to each other, building some consistency with the people who are playing. This Ethan Thompson is a pleasant surprise.
Who?
Is it Ethan Thompson? Is that
who? I have no idea who this guy. I still have not done a research on who this guy
Puerto
is.
Rican. He was he played in California in high school, won a state championship, played against LaMelo and LiAngelo Ball. He's 26-year-old rookie.
26-year-old rookie. I knew that.
Yeah.
And I knew he played at Oregon State and he was a 6'5" wing. That was it. I never heard of him. He was just all of a sudden playing minutes. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, and I think his dad coaches at Oregon State. He brought some good energy tonight. Just a lot of hustle plays, good offensive rebounds. Gave our shooters opportunities to get some extra shots and
possessions at the end.
Big possessions at the end. Big possessions on the floor, going after the ball. That's what you want to see. Saw a lot of enthusiasm from the bench. It's really cool to see Halliburton's. You hate seeing him on the bench, but he's definitely still just really invested in these players. I thought it was pretty cool. He had Perfy jersey on tonight.
He did. And you got to love his enthusiasm, except for when he's cheering for Iowa State. That was not fun watching him do that on.
No.
It was a lot more fun tonight.
Everybody has their flaws.
That's right. And John, the guys who are going to be part of this championship level team the next couple of years, Siakam, Nembhard, Mathurin, McConnell, and even Jarris Walker, were all pretty good tonight. McConnell wasn't great. He didn't have his best game, but he was McConnell. To see Nembhard play as well as he did tonight, 28 points, 12 assists. When they have their whole team together, they're showing signs that this team is going to be a contender when they're healthy.
I think we kind of all noticed that. Like, it was easy to get down on the team when they were losing all the games, right? But if you really used your rational brain instead of your emotional brain, we said we were missing so many people. All the pieces were just not there, and they didn't have a roster on the floor at the same time more than once or twice. So I really think we got a lot of talent. I think we're looking at like, I hate to keep saying it, but we have another Fever situation where we've got a ragtag group that's missing their core, just trying to put it together, but they love playing and they're trying to figure it out. And I don't think these guys are like championship contenders by any means this year. Like I'll be happy to make the playoffs, but I think they got a lot of surprise left in them 2026 run towards the playoffs. And you didn't mention Jay Huff. I like Jay Huff. I think Jay Huff's an upgrade.
He played well tonight. I thought inside, he played a lot more inside. I don't know if he even took a three-pointer tonight.
Guys, we need to talk about something, though. Isaiah Jackson's just not an NBA player, is he? Maybe it was the Achilles. We saw signs of life from him early in his career. Maybe it's the injury. Maybe he just needs time to get back from that. But, man, he looks like he's lost.
Yeah, I agree.
He's lost. He's been in the NBA for 5 years now.
I agree. I don't know if last year being out and just not back in, and he really hasn't found his place on the team. He hasn't found his role. I mean, he just went from the bench, started out as a starter, went to the bench, back to a starter. I think that's Rick Carlisle playing with the lineup quite a bit too, but he can't find the right spot for Isaiah Jackson to be in either.
And it seems like with what they're doing right now, Jay Huff is the better fit with the starters.
I would agree with that. And he did take three-pointers and missed all of them. I just didn't see him.
Stop taking 3-pointers all the time, Jay Huff.
That's still about 6 less than Miles would have taken, though.
That's right.
That's true. Right. Jarris Walker took too many threes, but he hit a couple of them tonight.
Jarris Walker looked competent tonight. He went a few nights here. He's actually looked competent. I got to a point where I'm like, man, is this guy ever going to recover from this funk he's in? He just looks like he just started learning how to play basketball at times. And we just seen him too much with the G League and in his minutes with the Pacers to know that's not who he is. He's a guy that plays with instinct and flow, and he just has not really good. Like I said, I think the key tonight, signs of life, really good sign of life from Jarris Walker tonight.
Good signs of life. Good to see Mathurin have another good game. Again, Siakam's as steady as he's been the whole season. I think the last 11 of 12 games, he scored over 20 points. That's just consistent as can be. Solid all-star this year, hopefully.
Mathurin, best game since he came back from the injury, I think.
All in all, I thought it was a really good game for Mathurin.
Are you still wanting him traded?
Yes. And not because I don't like him as a player.
No, you're good. I didn't know if you were still on
There
that
are
train.
two options. You either trade him or you trade Halliburton because they are not two guys who can play together. They just aren't.
Do you trade him this season or do you wait until the offseason and move him?
I'm going to let Kevin Pritchard figure that out. But here's what I think. I think the Pacers can win games and lose draft position because they might be able to package whatever their draft pick is with Mathurin to move up and get a franchise player. So there are a lot of options out there. And tonight was much better. That was part of what I'm talking about with the ball movement, the player movement with Mathurin. Every time he gets the ball, he just holds it and lets the defense set up. And he's good enough to beat his defender, but nobody's open because all the guys are being defended because he just held the ball for 5 seconds and let the entire defense get in defensive position. What the Pacers are going to do with Halliburton, I just don't think Mathurin fits. But if they want to win games this year, I'll tell you what, he is a hell of a scorer. One day he's going to average 30 points a game for somebody, I believe.
I thought this was the second game in a row he played pretty well. So he played pretty good against Chicago as well. After tonight, 25, two assists, 44.4% from three-point line. And the better he is, the better trade value you have on him as well.
I think the Pacers can use this rest coming up. They don't play again until Friday. They go to Philadelphia. Then they're at home Sunday against the Wizards. If they win in Philadelphia, then that's some serious signs of life, but I don't think they're quite to that point yet. But again, the Wizards come to town, and what was a really, really rough schedule early on has some possible wins coming up.
I honestly think they can get a win against just about any team if it's the right night. If they're just playing well, I think any given night they could get a win. I just think that we got into this funk where they were 0 and whatever, and we didn't know when they were going to get their first win. But now they're starting to figure it out, and everybody's starting to come back. Team's starting to be there. I don't think they have a real sense of urgency, to be honest with you, and nor do they need one.
No, correct. It's kind of it's a bummer being 6-18, but it's kind of a win-win. Every time you go out and win a game, it's a sign that next year the core that you have is going to be great around Halliburton, assuming he's healthy. And every time you lose, it's good for the draft, which is an outstanding draft at the top, and it's outstanding depth. And the Pacers have all kinds of assets and a guy who knows how to use them. To me, I watch every game kind of as a win-win. As the Kings come back, I was like, hey, man, they played well for 3 quarters, and if they lose, oh well. But glad they won. I'm happy with the wins, but the losses aren't that much of a bummer because it can end up paying off in the end.
I was thinking the same thing, Greg. I was just like, And here comes Sacramento. They're taking the lead at the end of the game. We played a good 3 quarters and a half, and we may lose this, but I really don't care. I'm happy they won. I'm always happy that when they win, and yeah, I agree. I'm not disappointed. I don't have the same expectation on this team as I've had with previous years over the last couple of years. Happy to see win or lose because it's going to benefit us either way.
Hey, John, the Bucks have lost 10 of their last 12 games.
Yeah, I've heard some rumors that there's no happiness in Milwaukee, in Brewtown.
Well, but Miles Turner was supposed to cure all their ills, man.
I know. I heard the rumors that like Giannis wants out. Like I've heard.
No, it's not a rumor. They're looking for a partner to trade.
Yeah. So then you got what? Miles is the franchise player at that point.
I know that they're saying in return for Giannis, they are expecting a player better than Miles Turner to begin with.
I would
they
hope
would
so.
get one for sure. I would have. Miles Turner might even be part of the package that Milwaukee might say, if you take Giannis, you got to take Miles.
How are they going to move him with the amount of money they have to pay him?
Trade
That
6
might-
guys.
If a team can get Giannis and they have to take Miles's contract, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
That would have been a good way to go rather than
Yeah,
what
they
did,
have
sure.
really screwed themselves, haven't they?
But their demands are that they want players now and they want players in the future. And as good as Giannis is, they're going to get that. So they'll probably be able to still be a playoff level contender with whatever trade they make. And they might be able to get themselves out of this by, unfortunately for them, getting rid of the greatest player who's played for that franchise since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So,
well, speaking of him, I wouldn't be surprised to see the NBA try and push him to the Lakers to be with Luka and LeBron.
The Lakers can't match anything like that.
I'm just saying the NBA will find a way to make
Yeah,
it
you'd have
happen.
to do a 3-way, 4-way trade. You might be able to get it done if you did that. Miami, Atlanta are the two that everybody's talking about. I think the one that you should be watching out for is the Indiana Pacers.
No way.
No
way.
They're
He's
one
not.
of the few teams with the assets to get it done.
He's not. There's no way. No shot. He hates the Pacers. He would not.
He would love to play with Halliburton. He would love it. Love it. I'm telling you. It's a dark horse because it's in the division. That's a possibility because the Pacers can match everything that they're asking, including a first-round draft pick that's going to be a top 10.
If he comes here, I'm not buying his jersey.
Why would he's one of the nicest guys in the world and he's one of the best players on the planet.
Nope, I don't want him. I don't want him or Paul George in the blue and gold.
John Robertson, you are out of your freaking mind, man. Giannis that would change everything, man.
Depending on what we gave up,
Unstoppable.
I would have to agree, Greg. I'd take Giannis if it was the right trade.
Ooh. Oklahoma City's the other one. That's a possibility, but I'm not sure why Oklahoma City would want to do that.
I wouldn't. He's good, but Oklahoma City's got good young talent already. Like, and they've got dynasty level talent that's going to be there for a while. Like, why would you risk what you've got for one player?
They wouldn't have to give up much. They have plenty of draft capital they could give up.
They have draft capital. They've got really good young players. They can't even get on the court because they're so deep. It's insane how much depth they have. Sam Presti is a genius, but he probably stockpiled too much because now they got 12 good players and they can't play them all. And it's a bit of a conundrum, but they're 104-1 this year. So it's not that much of a conundrum. They're really good. I don't think anyone's beating them. But speaking of which, we need to do an NBA report pretty soon, John. I know you've been watching all of the NBA, particularly with the Pacers struggling.
Oh, I have NBA Game Pass, and I watch as many games as I can. It's been like I told you guys before we started, I've just been so swamped with high school stuff, taking on the role of game production, which is so much fun, but like it's a lot of work. So I just really haven't had a ton of time to watch. But I've been watching the standings. I've been box score watching. I just can't watch the games. I feel like I wasted my 100 and whatever it costs for Game Pass, but
I'm very grateful to YouTube because I can watch all the games in 10 minutes, and you don't get the entire feel of a game, but you get a pretty good idea of a game, particularly when early in the year. What I'm looking for is who the new guys are contributing where, and the new names I don't know, and things like that. YouTube really helps with that. So you can watch games in 10 minutes and you can be an expert without actually watching the games.
well, I know you don't want to get into it tonight, really, but I'll be honest with you. I did not see Detroit being as good. I saw Detroit being good. Like, I predicted them to be a top 4, but I did not see them as good as they are.
I would have put them somewhere in the 4, 5, 6 range for sure. They just grew up faster than anyone expected. I'm shocked by that, but the Celtics are probably the story right now, right?
Celtics being way better than I thought. I was going to say Cavaliers being an 8th spot. Like, I thought Cavaliers were going to be way better than that. So, like, those are the real surprises for me. Everything else kind of
the Raptors too, man.
I can't say that. I thought the Magic would be higher than the Raptors for sure. We don't have to go into all of it tonight, but I'm just saying, like, there's a few. It's kind of it's a surprise thus far, but we'll see how it all shakes out by the end, early.
Going to be interesting to see what happens with Houston, and Mike Rich just saw the Denver Nuggets live, and let me tell you, if Jamal Murray plays like he did that night, the Nuggets won't lose.
Nuggets are tough. They're tough.
Jamal Murray's kind of the key to the NBA because when he's really good, the Nuggets are almost impossible to beat. But he goes through stretches where he's not very good and they get beat. So we'll see what happens there. Thanks, guys. Final thoughts on the Pacers?
I would just say enjoy the low-stress season because whatever happens. No pressure. Just enjoy it while you can because next year the expectations are going to be through the roof.
And if they play like they did tonight, they're fun to watch and entertaining, even if they lose.
They're doing all right with getting crowds to come out and see them. The tickets are reasonable. I'm definitely the only game I care that they win is Thursday night. If they can beat the Knicks, it's a win for the month. They could lose the rest of them. If they beat Knicks on Thursday, that's good enough for me.
I haven't been to a game yet this season. I need to get out. I normally have gone to a couple by now, but it's just been it's just been busy. Life's busy. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sure all your listeners are busy and they got stuff going on. Normally, I'm able to find time to get to some games. The one night I was going to go, we had a snowstorm, and then I was like, I ain't going now.
This Android and the Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.